Hey everyone, I wanted to show you how to multi-sample on the new Nanobox Tangerine. First, I'll start off by showing you how everything is connected. This is simply the power, and I have it connected to a Helix power bank. This is the MIDI in, and that's connected to my MIDI controller keyboard. I have the MIDI out that's connected to the Nord keyboard that we'll be sampling from. So the MIDI out from the Tangerine is connected to the MIDI in on the Nord. The audio in is connected to the audio out of the Nord keyboard. And the audio out is just going to my mixer so that you can hear everything that's coming from the Nanobox. So to get started with sampling, you have to choose an empty channel and click on the right arrow and it'll take you to the sampling page. You're going to click the 1x to go to multi-sampling. This is like the resting dB levels. If I hit a note on the Nord keyboard, so you see that that's the level that's being sent into the Nanobox. What you're hearing, I also have the Nord connected to my mixer, so you are hearing like the direct mix. But if I were to turn the Nord off in my mixer, and I have the recording monitor set on the Nanobox so that you can hear directly what the Nanobox is hearing from the sample. This is what you hear. It's a much lower level, so I'm going to boost my gain. Let's start at 20 just to see. So on there, you could see that it was clipping. It didn't sound like it was too loud, but it's clipping on here. So I'm gonna bring it back down. Let's see what 15 looks like. Still a little too hot. So let's bring it down to 12. Okay. I think we'll start there. Okay. Everything else, I think I'm gonna, oops, I forgot to go to multi-sampling, sorry. Make sure you click that 1x to go to the MX page. I'm gonna leave this gain at 12. I'm gonna start at C3 and end at C5 just for the sake of this demo. I'm sampling every note. I'm just gonna do one velocity layer and yeah, just hit record and the process starts. So when you hear those notes, that's happening because the MIDI out is going into the MIDI in of the Nord. So it's able to automate it because of that. Okay, so now the multi-sampling is all done. Here's our sample. All right, I'm just gonna disconnect the MIDI out and the audio in just so that you know that all of the sounds that you hear from the Tangerine will just be the Tangerine. So this is what the sample sounds like in here. In order to get it to connect to the MIDI controller, I just need to go to config. I'm going to make sure I change the polyphony and then MIDI in to 1. All right. Now to compare it, this is what the sample sounds like. And this is what the Nord keyboard sounds like. So immediately my volume seems to be very low. So I'm just going to boost it here. Nord keyboard. Sounds are very similar, but this one is noticeably brighter, a little more tinny, and it also has this lingering hiss if you hear it. Just a hiss underneath that isn't on the Nord. So I haven't been able to figure out how to get the sample to come in a little cleaner. And if you notice, when you get down here, the notes are a little distorted. One fix is to go to the configuration again, and this part that says interp, go from normal to high Q. And that eliminates that noise. So overall, I think it's pretty good. It's not exact. I wish I could get the warm tone that came from the Nord on here. And I think it may really depend on the types of sounds that you're trying to do. I've done some other more pad-like sounds, and they didn't sound as bright as this piano sound. So I'm not really sure why that difference is happening. Also, one thing I wanted to note in regards to this level. So I had to boost the level on here to even make it somewhat usable. If at that same level I load one of the stock presets, it's very distorted. So there's a clear difference in volume between the presets that came with the Nanobox versus the samples that you sample into here. And if you remember, I had already boosted the gain quite a bit, 12 dB. So it should have been much louder and much more comparable to the volume that's coming from the Nord directly. And I'm not seeing that be the case. So just one little note in terms of volume for you to just keep in mind. But overall, I think this is very usable. I just think it needs a few more tweaks. Hopefully that'll come in future firmware. Or maybe I'm doing something wrong, and if someone can show me how to fix those issues, I would be very, very grateful. But hope this helps. All right, take care.